police.
The three men, Amiram Cooper, Yoram Metzger, and Haim Perry, were all aged 80 or above.
Beijing has accused Britain's foreign intelligence agency of turning two Chinese central government employees to spy on China in what it termed a major espionage case. Claudia Sheinbaum, who will become Mexico's first woman leader in the nation's more than 200 years of independence, secured the presidency by promising continuity.
The 61-year-old former Mexico City mayor and lifelong leftist ran a disciplined campaign.
Senator Bob Menendez, a New Jersey Democrat, has decided to seek re-election as an independent as his trial on federal bribery charges is ongoing.
According to the New Jersey Division of Elections website, his petition to run as an independent candidate was filed Monday.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please? Yeah.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Yeah, hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
All right, then. That's really weird. That's really weird, man. Everything's really weird. Anyway, if you're looking for weird, you come to the right place. That's all I'm saying. I'll check back with that later. Rock out and rock out. Oh, good morning. Good morning, white people, black people. Today, I will be going to honor my people in the Papoosetuck people in the Meadowbrook to bring song and dance and ritual song and dance to the people of the Meadowbrook from the people of the Papoosetuck. And I look forward to that. It is Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. Kind of humid, rainy, overcast here, but we'll make the best of it. We'll have a good old Papoosetuck time in the honor of the time-tested traditions of Papoosetuckism. I'm seeing we're having some troubles on one of the Facebook pages. Let me see if I can connect that while I wrap up for a second here. It looks like it's going. We'll see. Anyway, yesterday, last couple of days, and I don't know if you noticed, if you got here earlier enough, I had Fauci Man up on the thing while we read the news today. The Republican Party is obsessed with Anthony Fauci. Now, you can like him, you can not like him. That's besides the point. But the conspiracy theories and the need for a scapegoat, it's just absurd. And you get like Neanderthals like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I promise you, she couldn't pass a junior high school. She wouldn't get past junior high school with her knowledge and intelligence. She probably would not pass basic education of an eighth grade level. She's attacking him. You can attack Fauci or you cannot like him. That's your prerogative. You can need a scapegoat just so The cult members don't have to take any responsibility for it. You want to point all the fingers at him. But here's where almost all the conspiracy theories start to break down. You have to look at the why. It's like a criminal case. Motive. What is his motive? Did Anthony Fauci get rich? The answer is no. He's not like he's not Elon Musk. He's not um, Bill Gates. He's not Bezos. He's not even close to that. He's not a billionaire. He's not even a multimillionaire. He created a patent for mNRA technology 27 years ago that he gets $135 a year residuals for. So what was his motive? Your conspiracy theory is that he spent 50 years of his life, went to medical school, spent 50 years of his life so he could create a pandemic that would basically make people uncomfortable and have to wear masks, kill a bunch of people, not like wipe out the population, not do it. And what did he get out of it? What did he gain from that? That is the question you need to answer. Why do you think this man, if you believe he's an evil guy who just was trying to cause COVID and break down the government? Why? He was working for Trump at the time, by the way, and Trump gave him a commendation his last day in office. What is the motive you ascribe to Anthony Fauci? Why did he do what you think he did? Anyway, it's just bizarre to see how years later they're going to call him back again and again and again till he's dead. This will go on as long as there are Republicans in Congress. They're going to want to have another hearing so that they could call him names, point fingers at him, and say, "You're not a doctor." It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So we will taunt them in the way they love to be taunted, with fake pictures of superhero Anthony Fauci. I could care less about Anthony Fauci. I don't think. I think like most doctors today, start out with good intentions, make mistakes sometimes. Got to be heavily padded with, insurance, malpractice insurance, and all that kind of stuff. It's not a great career that it once was being a doctor. But you know what? We do need doctors. Next time you break a leg, go to Marjorie Green and ask her to set it for you. Next time kids got the flu today. My grandson's got the flu today. Should I take him to Marjorie Green or should I take him to a doctor? I don't know. I think I'll skip Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anyway, our friend Ron Kane is in the land of Abakuaki, where there are no Papoosetucks. Sadly, there used to be a Papoosetuck before he was a Papoosetuck, and that would be me. But I wasn't a Papoosetuck then. I just rediscovered my Papoosetuckness recently and have embraced my Papoosetuck heritage. But so he will be performing this weekend. We trust that he got past the airport, didn't lose any power cables or anything while he was there, and will be able to perform. We have our friend Craig Johnson helping promote his gigs, so things should be good in the land of enchantment. Anyway, we're going to bring in the gentleman in just 1 second. I just want to tell you about MindBloom. If you really need to get rid of some stress, depression, anxiety, you might want to just chill and trip out a little bit. MindBloom is the way to go.
MindBloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
We are in. Stephen is stealing spots. He's actually wrong. That's the way I like to look at it. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning, I guess.
Good morning, America. MyDogTV.com. Father's Day, Juneteenth, July 4th. So many holidays, so little time. So save time by shopping at one place, MyDogTV.com. We have millions of gift ideas. That's millions of gift ideas, but we only have hundreds of gifts. MyDogTV.com.
I don't know
Enjoy
how
the
many.
suffering.
All the ideas, by the way, turn out to be the same thing. It's just so if I think there are like 150 products in the store, each 150 variations, 150 different like shirts, cups, blah blah blah, different kind of shirts. But the only thing is, it's the same product with a different shit printed on it. It's not like all millions of ideas. It's like 150 ideas of how about a T-shirt with a round neck or a V-neck or whatever, and then print some different shit on it. But so it's 150 ideas, not a million ideas. But yeah, I'm out of ideas. I need some ideas for designs and stuff, different looks. Maybe
Well,
I should get a.
July 4th is coming up. We have T-shirts with
That ain't
our
gonna
heads
do it.
exploding with rockets.
We
No,
could
Anthony Fauci in jail. That would sell.
Yes.
I don't know. Donald Trump with an ankle bracelet around his golden sneaker. That would sell, right? I don't know. Maybe not.
What if we
Anyway.
put Donald Trump in it? What if we put Donald Trump in the power chair and recreate the backup Terry scene, but instead of fireworks, it's indictments on the ground. You can't back up.
You gonna draw that for me? Could you draw that for me, please?
I'm sure I can find somebody.
Send it over.
Take it out of petty cash.
Out of petty cash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On the count that he's too petty to give us cash.
That's really mean and hurtful.
Yeah, but you smile, so that's all that matters.
Well,
I don't care if it hurts as long as people smile.
We like to look at the happy side of the coin in Papoosetuck.
See, now I question the Papoosetuck in you because you don't like to look at the positive side of things.
Right.
Well, that's what Papoosa means. Papoosa means positive. It's
and tuck means to stick it up your ass.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna. Okay. That makes
sense. I want to address what now I said good morning and you said good morning. I guess that I guess is the reason for that the Eagles broke up and there was a fight on stage because Don Felder said I guess. You know that, right? You don't.
Who's the Eagles?
Who's the Eagles? No, I appreciate.
Didn't they play in the Super Bowl once?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I woke up wanting to watch the world burn. I just
want to know why you said I guess. What makes it unsure that it's
because his wife got better and he wasn't counting on it.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that I'm no longer getting that life insurance check, it's cloudy and gross outside. I should also be traveling today and this weekend, which I'm not. So instead, I'm just gonna sit here, rolling in self-pity. No, that's not really that bothersome. But no, I woke up grumpy, and then the Dr. Fauci stuff has been pissing me off for days.
What? No, I get pissed off. I wonder, like, what the fuck? Because I don't know. Can you think of a good motive for somebody to create the pandemic and not get anything out of it?
No, I mean, even if he did make some money off of it, I mean, I don't see
he didn't make
the
that
benefit to him of doing that. It makes no sense to me. It just, why would you? There's no part of a sound mind that can come up with a good conclusion as to why he would do that and make nothing on it.
And if you watch the hearings, it's silly.
When do conspiracies have to make sense? When does the Republican Congress, mainly especially the House, they're nuts. They don't have to make sense by definition.
Yeah. Okay.
They're fucking nuts.
I don't disagree. It's mind-boggling. It's a level of stupidity that's hard for me to fathom, to be honest with you.
Well, when they say stuff like, "How much money did you make from Big Pharma over COVID?" And he said, "Nothing." She said, "So the $720 million that Big Pharma spent on, or gave to consultants is not to me." Really? Well, we have evidence that you do. No, you don't.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we have it. Well, let's see it. We don't really have it. Have it. We just say we have it.
You know what, man? I'll be the first one to tell you, man. I don't like doctors. I don't like them, but to just pin this guy on something that is outside of his control, even, is just mind
Yeah.
boggling. It just
Yeah.
it's a witch
Well,
hunt. It's a witch
You
hunt for
know,
no reason.
that hurts. You don't like the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll? He's
he's
like,
not a real doctor. He's not a real reverend. He's not a real role. He's not
Okay,
even really
listen.
Kelly. He's
Listen,
nothing.
GD, of all the doctors and all the reverends, if there's a doctor who's also a reverend and can't heal me, that's the one I'm gonna hate the most. Like, you
well,
should have all the tools and you
he was
have
never
nothing
asked.
going.
He was never asked. He's got tremendous healing powers. Tremendous.
I want to see him prove that he's actually jelly, and I want to see him prove he can actually roll. And
Well, not at the same time, because it can't do both at the same time. That's why it's separate.
we
Jelly
have the
roll.
evidence.
He can jelly or he can roll. He can't do both at the same time. That's why they're all separate. He doctors, he reverends, he doctors, he revs, he jellies, he rolls, but not
Now,
all at once.
I just want to let you know, I'm looking at a sign that's in a library. It's an official printed out sign. I don't know, official. It's a printed out sign that's stuck on the whatever it is. What do they call them? I'm having a senior moment.
A poster?
You know, columns, columns. Columns. It says no dick sucking in the library. Somebody had to print that sign up because I guess dick sucking in the library was getting out of control. We need to put a sign up because that's
Now,
like
is
one.
cunnilingus okay though? Is
Huh?
cunnilingus still okay? Cunnilingus, is that still permitted?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that word.
It's a papusa word. It's a papusa word.
Oh, I should know it then.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you don't.
No,
It's like
no,
it's your native tongue.
It's native for applying
roll
tongue
off my tongue.
lashes.
Doesn't roll off my tongue, that word.
Oh, that's unfortunate. See, I'm clearly just a white dude then, because I do that.
We were
Anyways.
a fishing and a agricultural community before the white man took our land and put us on the reservation. So I
And
should
dig
know.
your pot.
I should know about that word. That it seems like it's probably about fish in some way.
Actually, cunnilingus was like the battle that they fought to get the piece of land that they have. I mean, they almost lost it all. If it were not for cunnilingus, they probably would have squaw. I'm sorry, it's the name of the squaw that led the battle. She was cunnilingus. If it weren't for her, y'all wouldn't have had any land at all left over.
Right. She's
Well, it helps that the enemy was a bunch of
is the
pussies.
Papusatuk Pocahontas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never
and letting them Pocahontas is how she saved that land.
All right. This is good history. I mean,
yeah.
this is the stuff they don't teach in school.
No, white man don't teach good red history.
Right.
I could absolutely see this on the History Channel.
Yeah.
Right after Ancient Aliens.
Yeah. How did the doghouse go last night? From what it looks like, there were three guys there.
It was two comedians. It was two comedians, 4 guests. But it was hilarious. It was fucking phenomenal. It was, they were really, really, really engaged.
Really?
Yeah. Had a new guy show up, a new comedian guy named Big Jim, but not new. He's been doing comedy since 2001 in the area, and this is the first time we've ever met. He was so fucking funny. He was hilarious.
Wow. Today we were supposed to be having an author on right now. She bailed. I don't know exactly why she bailed, but she bailed. But in the second hour, we got a guy named Stuart Dunlop, who was a writer, improviser, and comedian from Sheffield, Uck. Have you ever been to Uck?
I've heard of UC. Initially I thought it was University of Kentucky,
Right.
and I've been there, but they didn't have a Sheffield there.
Yeah.
Now I've recorded at a Sheffield Studios, but that wasn't in UC. That was in Baltimore.
Oh. So I don't know anything about Stuart. Absolutely nothing.
I tried to find out some stuff about him. I just kept finding still pictures.
It drives me crazy when people are in entertainment, in the arts, and have no internet presence whatsoever. You can't look them up. And then they want to be on an internet show like you would think, this is the internet. I don't know. You should have something here. Why are you even doing this if you don't like the internet? You don't want to be on the internet. I had a woman who basically didn't want to use. She was a novelist, and she didn't want to use. She didn't want to put out any personal information about herself, but did a show with me. It's like I had no questions to ask her because it was a she had written a memoir, but she didn't want to talk about it because it was too personal. Like, what the fuck? Why are you here?
And why she wrote the memoir? She didn't want to talk about it. I mean, didn't she know it was personal before she started writing it?
Yeah, and well, she was using a pen name.
Oh, nom de
Still,
plume.
she wasn't using a pen face.
Nom de plume, as we say in France.
Right. And then I had an author on who I basically told me I ask a lot of
How dare you?
I ask a lot of questions. What, do you want to just come here and just like sit here and look at each other? I got better things to do. I could go. I don't know. I don't really have anything better to do. I lied. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But so Stuart, we'll find out in the moment what about Stuart. I'm gonna bet you. I'll bet you this much. You want a pinky bet? Pinky bet. I bet you he's got a English accent.
Oh,
that's
well,
tough.
he said UK. Maybe
I said I didn't say UK. I said
okay. He's from Uck. So if he's from Uck, maybe he lives there now from somewhere else. Maybe he's got an Irish accent.
Oh, Dick wants to come back. Did you know? Are you guys? I know GD loved Dick.
Yeah,
GD,
from down under.
Well, yeah, I get Auk, not Uck, and not Oz. Auk, which is. But I think he wants to come back on the nighttime program, or either that or he's confused. Because I switched.
Well, is it nighttime for him? And so
it's always the opposite. Whatever it is here, it's the opposite there.
Yeah.
It's like Bizarro World.
Okay.
So if it's daytime, if it's morning here, it's late night there. If it's late night, if it's evening there, it's morning here.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, but I switched to Calendly.
Well, what about afternoons? If it's afternoon here,
if it's afternoon there, it's middle of the night here. So it's like if it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I'm not doing a show at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've done shows at 6 o'clock in the morning, not necessarily 4 o'clock in the morning, but the Podathon, we went through the night a couple of times. We did,
that would be wild.
Yeah, 40 hours of this nonsense.
Wow.
I mean, I could do it, but that'd be crazy.
I'd have to do part of it. I'd have to do part of it from the toilet.
I think we had. Oh, that was that. We had I think 80 guests on the whole thing, so it wasn't that bad.
I did that at a comedy show. I really, really had to pee, and I had a wireless mic, and then people just thought it was part of the act. They didn't know that I was actually peeing. So I took the wireless mic. I was wearing the wireless mic, and I kept telling jokes. And I went into the bathroom, and I peed, and was telling jokes while I was peeing. I washed my hands. I come out, and they're thought it was all part of it. I was like, no, I really, I had to pee. I could not help it.
That happened in The Naked Gun, the movie The Naked Gun. The guy was peeing.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
But also recently, I think Rudy did it. Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, he probably didn't do it on purpose.
No, Well, the
At
guy
his
in
age, probably not.
the guy in Naked Gun didn't do it on purpose either.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I did.
This is interesting. Greta Van Susteren. You know Greta nose job Van Susteren from the OJ things. I guess she's a Fox News host now, right? Or you got
Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah, she used to be on Court TV, and then she went to Fox years ago, though, right? Then I thought she
Right.
left.
I think. Oh, she did leave. I thought
she left Fox and did her own little internet thing. But
that could be. I thought they put her on at a time when nobody has to see her ugly face.
well, she tried to fix it. She did have work. She did
was
have
still
work
ugly. That's a shame when you get
to another alien. But inside of her species, she was attractive.
Her species?
Yeah. Once you get, I mean, there, like a praying mantis would not look attractive to a snail. You know what I'm saying? The snail would look and go like, "Oh my God, you're ugly," and the praying mantis would look at the snail and go, "Oh my God, you're ugly." But you get two praying mantis together, and then they're like fucking like rabbits. Or like
what you're saying is to the reptilians, she looks great.
Another praying mantis and said, "God, you're still fucking ugly. I'd rather fuck a snail."
Well, I think that's why the chicks eat the dudes' heads, because they're like, can't do that.
Yeah. Well, here's what she says: Stormy Daniels is immoral, cheating with a married man she knew he was married.
Ooh. What about the married man?
Yeah.
He's a victim of an immoral woman who stole him, who made him twisted his arm to make him accidentally fuck her or something.
That's it. Shame on her. Shame on her.
I know. Loose women, man. This is the downfall of man.
Of excuse making nonsense that the cult is engaged in. Like, she's bad, man. She's bad because she had sex with a married man. He was married too. He was married at the time, and she's not the only one he was fucking. It was Karen McDougal,
and not only that, each wife he's had, he's fucked around on.
Right.
Yep.
It's not like this was the first time that he fucked around on a woman, on his wife, and he goes like, "I could not resist these women. I slipped."
And the wife he has now was one of those that he cheated with, and is also a porn star.
Yeah.
So, fucking crazy. I mean, the level of insanity, it's just off the charts. I know we talk about,
but in fairness, inside of Greta's species, what she said made sense. Again, you're outside of her species. That's why it does not make sense to you. You actually you need to watch the Nature Channel more, so you can understand how species work.
I don't watch any channels. What channel?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's you're out of the loop. You need to watch. Yeah, you need to watch nature shows so you can understand about interspecies relationships. I think you've been too hard on her.
All right, no hard.
You're as hard as her as her makeup person.
I don't have a hard.
I knew he meant interspecies erotica. I knew that's what he meant. Man.
Oh. Now, I am sorry to the audience who's just sick of Trump stuff. He's basically working as a mouthpiece for Putin. Is it working for a mouthpiece for Putin, or trying to get Putin to blackmail America with this journalist they have?
The Russian Putintuk tribe.
Huh?
He's a member of the Russian Putintuk tribe.
Yeah.
Putintuk.
The Putintuk.
Yeah, Putintuk.
Yeah. He said they're going to release. Trump is promising that if he gets elected, the guy they have, Evan Gershkovich, whatever his name is, Wall Street Journal reporter who Putin is holding, he'll release him only if Trump gets elected. If Trump doesn't get elected, I guess they're going to kill him. That sounds like Putin is either blackmailing America or Trump is hoping that that's the case. I don't know, but I think there's got to be some coordination.
Wasn't Russia holding people hostage, holding American citizens in prison while Trump was president? Also, I don't think Trump did anything to get any of them out. I know
Russia. I don't know if Russia was. I don't remember that.
I don't know if Russia was either. I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember a time when Russia wasn't holding American people in jail. I honestly
North
don't know.
Korea with the basketball player who had to bring
Dennis
weed.
Rodman?
Huh? No, it was a woman basketball player. She brought weed
Brittany
over there.
Griner or whatever.
What was it?
Brittany Griner was in Russia. She was being held by the
Oh,
Russians.
she wasn't Russia. You're right. Yeah.
And she didn't even have her vape cartridge was empty. It had residue.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it had residue.
Wow.
And and she had. Go ahead, Stephen.
All I know is I'm not surprised with Trump being indicted and being convicted that all these cheap shots are going to come. He's going to do anything he can to get sympathy and to get votes. That's all it's going to be the rest of this time. It's going to be horrible.
I think you're understating it, because it's not just the votes and the sympathy, it's the fundraising as well. He needs that money to pay his attorneys and his lawsuits and probably his rent.
Well, every time I hear about, because on Twitter you hear all sorts of shit, but the one thing they say is how bad the economy is. It's like the economy is so bad. You want to know how bad the economy is? People who live in trailers can barely afford $60 Bibles and $400 sneakers, golden sneakers. That's how bad it's gotten. Our people
$99 in NFTs.
Right. Well, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy, I tell you. We can't even afford. You can't even afford $99 playing cards with Trump looking like a bodybuilder.
And it's gotten so hard, so rough that they're only able to give small dollar donations to the grifter as opposed to large dollar donations.
It's crazy.
The amount of emails I get from the Trump campaign of asking for money on a regular basis is outstanding. It is ridiculous.
Right.
Like 4 or 5 a day. They're awful.
I got one. I said all hell is broken loose. I've been convicted and all hell is broken loose. I need money. I thought you were a billionaire, dude. You know, I'm not a billionaire. Why are you coming to me for money? Oh, but I love you, Trump. I love you. You're the only one that could save us, Messiah.
Scott? Is that you? Tim Scott? Was that you?
Yes.
I thought I heard Tim.
So yesterday I got 5 emails from Trump. I'm in the line of fire. Dark MAGA is online. President Trump is just being convicted. Why do I have a black eye? I'm under attack. Community service.
Community service. No,
political hit job. I'm proud to be Biden's political prisoner.
If you want to claim he's Jesus, like he's a Messiah, here's what we should do to test this. We should crucify him and wait 3 days and see what happens.
You know, I was just
you know what happened.
Idea. Yeah,
you know what happened, because first of all, they'd have to stick him in the side with a spear, and once all the gravy came out once you poked him in all the gravy.
I don't think Big
sauces.
Big Macs come with gravy. I think
KFC.
Oh, it could just be Big Mac sauce that comes out.
I don't think he eats anything but Big Macs. I think he's
and Diet Coke.
No, he's a KFC guy because he used to do the taco bowl, right? Didn't KFC have like a taco bowl? Or was that Taco Bell?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of it. It's like this other word you used before, lingo or something. It's like that.
Okay. Yeah. He does. He's a KFC guy too. He's a huge KFC guy.
He's huge. I will give you that. What the hell was I gonna talk about? Steven.
I don't think he eats Big Mac. I think the Big Macs he orders for company. I think he eats chicken. I think the Big Mac. I think he orders Big Macs for company.
What makes you think that?
When he had the basketball team come to the White House,
right?
He ordered like thousands of dollars worth of big
I know
food.
hamburgers.
Yeah, from McDonald's. Hamburgers. So I think he does that for company, but I think he's just a simple chicken KFC guy. I think he's
Evil Ian says KFC and Taco Bell are owned by the same company. I believe that's
yes,
true. It's like, and Dunkin' Donuts too, or something, right? I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
They're all under the minddog.com umbrella.
I'm not seeing any profits. Somebody is playing fast and loose with the
Well,
accounting here.
Dunkin' Donuts is closing all their locations, so if it was Dunkin', yeah, we lost money on that.
Yeah.
They're closing all of their locations? Where am I not going to go for breakfast now?
Everywhere else.
I used to in the very recent past, I would, you know me, I'm a bagel guy, and but I love the egg sandwiches and stuff. But I am a little paranoid. I'm a little paranoid now about the bird flu stuff. So I'm not doing that. I'm off of eggs.
So you're not going to eat bagels because of the bird flu?
Well, I don't just get bagels. I get bagels with eggs and bacon.
Would you prefer if the birds drove instead of flew?
Yes, walking birds. Walking birds are cool.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, that was Trump's Native American name. It was Walking Vulture.
Now you have regular television, right? You could just like turn on a television and watch human beings on this box, this magic box.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Dr. Phil Trump interview? I'm curious about that.
I didn't know there was one. I must have missed it.
Oh yeah, I think the first half of it played. Dr. Phil, who has endorsed Trump in the past, said yesterday that I don't advocate for any candidate over another. That's bullshit. We know you're a Trumper. Stop that. Don't lie.
That's right. Now, because Dr. Phil was on Bill Maher, and he's pretty. I think he's still a Trumper.
Yeah,
he just doesn't like to say it because his fan base.
Exactly. That's my point. You know what? Stop. These fucking Trumpers who lie and say they're not Trumpers. You're not kidding anybody. You're a Trumper.
Right.
But he had a interview, a one-on-one with Trump, and he's calling on him to stop being a bully and a dick, basically. I don't know if he's using the word dick, but I would love to see how that went, just to see somebody, mention to him that maybe he could stop being such a dick. I would love somebody to look him in the eye and say that.
I wonder how Oprah feels about the monsters she's created, like in Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
She created those monsters.
Right, she did. Why don't you call her up and get her on the program? See if we can get it tomorrow.
No.
You know what?
Get off the phone. I want to talk to Oprah, not you. It's that guy that she lives with. I can't even remember his name. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, was it Spencer?
Fake news.
Yeah. Hey, I need you on the show tomorrow.
No.
Okay. I can't. She said she can get me Gail. She's too busy. She can get me Gail.
Dopey Chavola says we are all Trumpers. Even you three love the Donald. No, I hate him with a passion. I hate his guts.
I could pretty much live with ever hearing his name again.
Guys, I'm sorry. I just started to interrupt you. I have Oprah on the phone. She says she can't make it. Will we take Gail King? Do we want Gail King instead of Oprah?
What do you mean she can't? No, we won't take Gail King.
Sorry, no go.
What do you mean she can't make it?
Look, Oprah, if you can't make it tomorrow, lose my number.
If you could do a phone call, you could be here. That's the point.
She hung up on him, I think.
No, I hung up on her. I don't let her hang up on me.
Right.
Yeah.
I
do not let her hang up on me. We go back to Baltimore. We used to work together when she was at Channel 13. WJZ TV.
I thought you went back to Tennessee where she originally got raped as a child. I thought.
No, I just videotaped that. I was not didn't know her then. I was a camera. I was a cameraman.
We just caught him in a lie, Your Honor. I want to treat this witness as a hostile witness. There were no videotapes.
Yeah, there were.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah,
there wasn't.
Yeah,
there wasn't.
I went. How do you think we recorded stuff in studios?
Film.
No, we had tape. That's how we put the film together. We use tape. The videotape is how when we cut and edit, we use videotape to hold it together. Come on.
No, you could never cut videotape.
No, you cut film.
Cut film.
You cut film and you use videotape to hold it together.
So,
that's what I'm saying.
I would like to move immediately to a perjury count for this witness. And
perjury doesn't count.
It does count. It counts.
No, perjury doesn't count.
And then it hits the.
In fact, there's 3 counts of perjury.
But what are you talking about? Your Honor, I object to their use of math in this hearing.
Your friend Oprah came out probably less than a month ago and apologized to America for creating the diet culture, or her part in helping create the diet culture. But she doesn't care about, Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, even Gayle King, all those idiots that she gave us. She doesn't apologize for that. She apologizes for being fat and skinny and trying every diet.
And she apologized for that book, that guy who wrote this book or something that was so positive, and she endorsed it, and everybody loved it based on that.
50 shades of
50 shades of crack
glass or something. 50 million shades of broken glass or something stupid like that.
Yeah, that book that everybody thought was such a great book, and she endorsed it, and turns out the guy actually was a pedophile or something. I don't know.
Oh, no,
I don't want to disparage him.
It was supposed to be a memoir, but the guy made up everything in it, and none of it was true. I don't know.
Okay.
Pedophile stuff.
Yes, that happened so long ago that I can't even remember all the details. I just know that she apologized for it. But he did less damage. Maybe he didn't do less damage than Oz and Phil. Equal damage.
Yeah, we were caught up in Oprah frenzy. Oprah was the most powerful person in the world selling books every day. So I don't know. But that was an era of daytime television. Everybody had it. Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Jerry Springer, even Geraldo.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Also known as the Stay Home from School Club for people my age.
And it started as just Phil
Donahue.
Phil Donahue and her facing off. And then she cleaned his clock and basically sent him over to CNN to do a show with a Russian guy. And you remember that? He had a Russian.
He had an evening show there, and once he took his stand against the Iraq War, they dropped him like a hot tater.
Yeah. And I always thought Phil Donahue looked like one of those fucking dogs, like I don't know, a cockatoo. No,
that dog. The cockatoo is like a very fierce guard dog.
What a cockapoo? It's like. It's a cockapoo is like half cocker spaniel, half poodle. Cockapoo.
Yes, it's half cock and half poo.
Half poo. I don't know. Maybe they ought to work on that name a little bit. Come up with something a little bit. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm out of things to talk about. All right, have a good show, you guys.
So, Steven, hi. So, now that your wife is home, is she back to cleaning house like she's supposed to be, or what?
Oh man, I'm a stay-at-home husband, dude. I take care of all that anyway.
So why is she home then? If you're doing all the work,
something to look at.
Something to look at. Is she listening right now with a whip and a bat?
No, she's asleep, recovering from surgery still.
Wow. Do you know what happened?
Is that what y'all call sex now?
Too much, but you just go to a comedy show and all of a sudden come down with a life-threatening illness at a comedy show. You made her laugh too hard. Is that what
I wish? No, she wasn't feeling too hot when I left, and then she dropped me off at the show, and then after the show and everything, I was like, "Hey, I'm ready," and she goes, "Cool, I'm on my way." And when she got there to pick me up, she was throwing up and could barely stand up. So I was
does she usually throw it when she sees you, or is this a new thing?
I do.
Well, that's fair. No, this was the first time she's puked upon seeing me. I've gagged her in the past, but that's a whole different story. But
now, did you have a different haircut when she threw up,
the same
or
story with a different ending?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, no. Then her gallbladder decided to square up and wanted to fight. So and it won for the most part. So
Wow. Yeah,
and
what do they know what caused that? Like, I mean, could it just happen to anybody? Could
no, she's had gallbladder issues for going on 5 years. They
you
just
get a
never
lot of
wanted.
gall.
That's what
And
I
I
was going to
know,
say.
and
I know you
they
were
didn't
gonna
want to.
say that,
They
Jeff.
didn't want to remove it because
got it.
it would spasm and it would feel better.
Because
Spasm, it would feel
I
better.
can't let somebody else say something even remotely funny. I have to get in there and say it before they do. That's the issue there.
That's your Tourette's.
Mm. It's just I don't know. It's a weird thing. You know, they can take the gallbladder out and you could still live like normal life, right? I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you can take the gallbladder out, the kidney, the heart, and
The appendix.
I think even a couple of lungs, and do just fine.
Well, my father, I mentioned my father had a lung and a half removed. He had half a lung left, and then he went back to smoking.
Well, that's how you get the other two lungs back. That's how you get
My great grandmother. My great grandmother lived with one lung to 92 years old, smoking a pack of cigarettes every day, even while on oxygen. Just
and she walked to school both ways, by the way.
That's risky because you're lighting a cigarette near oxygen. Your grandma has some balls.
She was from Southern Alabama. She lived through the World War II. She lived through all that shit, man. She was such a badass. There was no beating that. She died when she was ready to die. She was like, "All right, I'm good." Like that's when she went.
Wow.
So like Jeff was outside the door going, "No, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there."
The last two times he went in there, he came out with children. He's not going back in there a third time. He understood. He knew. Yeah.
So, well,
Good old
I'm
Alabama.
glad to hear your grandma got better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, man.
I forgot what I keep forgetting what I wanted to bring up. Oh, you know what I want to talk about these fucking guys on YouTube. You know what?
You're fucking guys on YouTube? What?
Yeah, I'm fucking guys on YouTube. Listen, the guy's got to make money somehow. I gotta. The commercials aren't paying for shit over here, so I'm fucking guys on YouTube. Now, these people that have no life in the comments of these videos I do. So I did a thing on Woodstock, CSNNY.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Son.
And Young. He was. They had a Korean guy.
Yeah. Because I thought Crosby's son was part of that. What was it? Crosby, Stills, Nash and Son. I guess he didn't know about his son at the time.
So here's the deal. A little rock and roll history here. CSNN was together for like 6 months before Woodstock. They did one show, but they were rehearsing for like 6 months. They decided to add Neil Young right before the Woodstock concert, but they started the Woodstock without Neil Young, and then he came out halfway in the middle of the set, and then they finished with him. And so I did this reel for YouTube, a short for YouTube, which was about that. You know, how they created this whole, I don't know, yacht rock type of sound, the harmonizations and all that. And the guy got really angry. He said, Neil Young wasn't part of the group at Woodstock. Take this down, you goddamn liar. I was like,
damn,
dude, get a fucking life.
Ooh.
I mean, really, if this is what you do, you watch shorts on YouTube, and because Neil Young only came out for half the set, this got you so fired up that you had to leave a comment and fire at me like an angry guy. Consider getting a life. But this is happening like constantly now on these reels. Like there's always one person who just feels like, I gotta fucking blast this guy because look, Bob Seger's name is spelled wrong in the AI generated captions. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Yeah. Mr. Mind Dog, tear down this video.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know. I just don't get this culture where we feel compelled to, if you don't like something, you can't just scroll past it. You have to leave a comment on it. Like and nasty comment on it.
There's a whole culture of people that just dedicate their lives to just being dicks on YouTube.
It was fun. There was I posted a critical joke theory on YouTube, and my wife had said, "That's one of the best ones you've ever done." I said, "Thank you." The first comment on YouTube was, "You're not very good at this. You should quit."
I hate to agree with them.
So I just said thank you. I just said thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Well, that's nice.
Thank you for watching and commenting.
That's nice that you take the high road. I always come back with your mother's a fucking whore.
Oh,
well, see, I didn't know. If I had known his mother and knew that to be true, I probably could have said that. But
Listen,
to be honest, since I know humor is subjective, if somebody doesn't think what I did is funny, I don't take it personally because,
no, that's not what I object to. I agree that people have a right to find you, whether they don't like your art, that's fine. They have the right to that. But if they come out with firing first, like, hey, not just I don't like I don't appreciate your humor, I don't appreciate your music, whatever it is, that's all fine. When they start saying, take this down, you goddamn liar, that requires your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Now, the best compliment I ever received was from a guy who I used to post a lot of political memes, and I can't remember the one that I did, but he really took offense to it. He goes, "Oh, I know what it was. It was when the Ocean Gate explosion, when that Ocean Gate submersible exploded. I posted a number of humorous remarks about their deaths." And the guy goes, "That's not funny. It's not funny at all." He goes, "You're a terrible comedian." And he says, "You're not funny." And he goes on. And I said, "Have you ever watched any of my performances?" He goes, well, first, before he got to that, he says, I'm a professional comedian and I know what's funny. He goes, "And you're not funny." And I said, "Really?" I said, you're a professional comedian?" He goes, "Yes." So I took a picture and I sent him this and said, "Do you have a mug that says best comedian ever?" And I said, "I have a mug that says I'm the best comedian ever." And then he laughed and I said, "Now, have you ever seen any of my performances?" And he goes, "Well, no." I said, "Okay, so you don't know that I suck as a comedian. You just didn't like the meme." And so he actually
can infer it.
Yeah, so he checked out some of my performances and he got back and posted and says, "I apologize. You are funny." And he left a positive comment about my comedy.
Well, that guy clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
It doesn't matter. He said it.
I don't like him at all. No, his mother sucks cocks in hell.
I think Detroit, but I can see why you get him confused.
Lately, every time I go on like Facebook or Instagram, I'm getting reels by Josh Johnson, and I love Josh. He's fucking one of the funniest young men. I doubt he's even 30 yet, but he's really funny, really clever and creative. I like him, and I guess Facebook and Instagram figured out that I like him, and I wanted to kind of see if I could find him right now, and he's nowhere to be found.
He's in jail.
No, I mean on Facebook and Instagram. It's weird that anytime you go on, you like confront. I'm not kidding. If I look at like 10 reels, he will be 7 of the 10 reels. Now he's not. Now that I'm looking for him, it's not. Those reels aren't there. But really, this guy deserves to be a much bigger name than he is, and much more popular than he is. Though, if I can find him, there's a comment I want to make on him though, and it's an unfair thing to say to anybody. But if I can't find him, he's just gone. Where? It's just not right. I tell you. How do you find? I don't want to. If I just look him up, how about that?
That doesn't work anymore. You can't just look them up. You have to go to LinkedIn, and then it's almost like
Abe LinkedIn.
Yeah, Abe LinkedIn. Go to Abe LinkedIn, search for his name, and then once you find his name, go to the sites from there. You can't just go to
Maybe try searching him on Bing.
Have you tried Ancestry.com?
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna share some of Josh's, a couple of Josh's reels here now.
I can tell you now, I'm not gonna like it.
I could tell you probably not.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this
but
reel is boring. It looks just like the three of us. That's
yeah,
what the hell is he doing a reel of the three of us for? And how did he catch me saying that in real time?
Drake has I'm trying to be fair. Drake has a lot of feelings, and you can tell because he has a lot of albums. And there are
Was this the guy from The Daily Show?
Albums, and some people don't have several albums worth of feelings. Some people only have 4 or 5 albums worth of feelings, you know? And some people decide when to let it out, and he just lets it out on a pretty tight schedule, a pretty regimented schedule of release to let out all of his feelings, you know? And Drake is a good writer. He may have writers that he works with, he may have, but he's also good. It's like when he's making music, everyone in the room is good. I'm trying to give him his I'm trying to be objective, and y'all are trying to lean me into Wayne. Drake has a control verse. Kendrick did a verse because
I'm just gonna try.
The thing about one, the was 1 year. There's only
he's on. Is that the guy? That's the guy that's on the Daily Show, though, right?
How are we still teaching this?
New York could be a scary place. I know
is,
we have to act like we're not scared because we are.
Do you notice?
This is one of the wildest things about incels. I don't think anybody.
You are the most.
If you haven't heard, I had my own experience because we all know people.
He's like you.
What?
Basically, he only has one shirt.
No, I have 10
I know
shirts.
you have 4 shirts. They're all the same.
Well, no, I have 10 shirts. 4 of them are all the same.
Okay, but do you think that gray hoodie thing with the ropes hanging down, you think he's got a different one of those for every night of the week? 'Cause every time almost every reel, there's one little different.
From the same place with the same background. You think he carries the same brick?
Oh no, it's not all the same background. Don't make.
No, just showed you. There was like 9 of those things.
One of them he was all in the same place, but then I
don't know.
showed you like
I
10
had the
or
same. I had the same outfit that I wore on stage pretty much regularly too.
Yeah, you don't have to think. If you don't have to think about it, it gives you one less thing to think about.
Yeah, I had.
When
I had
I'm
the
getting
same,
ready for a show.
I had the same. I either had a black T-shirt or a black long sleeve shirt, blue jeans, black hat, and glasses. Like that was my thing.
Oh wow!
Same outfit. Yeah.
But when you're putting out reels, it definitely sticks out. Here, let me see.
If I was putting out reels regularly, I would probably have a different shirt on.
So, you know, different backgrounds here. I don't know if you could see all these, but yeah, different backgrounds.
Yeah, I can
this
see
is
that.
The outfit that I saw him wearing at the stand, and that's different. But sometimes he got it open here, but he's always got that gray thing on. Like, man, and he works a lot. Well, now he's got a yellow one, so I guess he does have variations of them.
Well, he probably got paid for that job and he could afford to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Looks like he inherited Mr. Rogers' sweater collection.
Yeah. Well, not sweater. It's a hoodie. But yeah, he's got a yellow one there. But to me, it's worth pointing out if you listen, look at he's got some big numbers there. So 350,000.
Yeah, he's on the Daily Show, so he should have big numbers.
I don't think he's the Daily Show guy.
Yeah, he's on the Daily Show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was funny on the Daily Show, but he's on the Daily Show. Yeah,
I think he's really good. I think he's one of the ones that I think he deserves much more recognition than some of these other people who are out there working. You
recognize him, and now I recognize him. Well, I recognized him as soon as you saw us. So I recognize him. He's on the Daily Show.
More like the Dilly Daily Show is what Ian says. Why did he say that?
I don't know.
That wasn't one of very. You know what? I did him a disservice by playing that reel. I don't know why. You know what? Reels are difficult, especially if you have an AI do your reels. It just will pick out the most useless fucking content ever and just put it out there. Like, but we had one of those yesterday with one of the Jackie segments. I forget what he was talking about, but I ran it through AI. It gave it a 99 score, which is, almost 100. I don't know if you're aware of that, but
I did.
I put it out and it got a lot of views, and I was like, why are people watching this? There is nothing really of any value being said there.
So how close is 99 to 100? Just for the record.
Close. I don't know. I'm not.
Is it closer than 98?
Oh yeah,
it's significantly closer than 98.
It's twice as close as 98, I think.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I know.
If you think that's impressive, you should hear about how much closer it is than 95. Though.
Let's see if we call Dr. Fauci.
I don't even know if I can conceive of that.
He could do the math.
I wouldn't try.
Math is a good thing.
Get Terrence Howard on here. He'll tell you how it's actually 4 away.
Yeah.
Okay. Get Terrence Howard on there. Terrence Howard can explain math
better than any person on the planet, apparently.
All right. It's time for news. We've already made it to news. How about that? And we got through the first half of the show. It's time for news, and we need somebody to hold up. Nobody fucking cares. What is the sign that Jackie held up yesterday?
Who gives a fuck?
Who fucking cares or something like that? Who the fuck cares? If I were WRIV, I would not pick up the show.
Senator Bob Menendez, a New Jersey Democrat, has decided to seek re-election as an independent as his trial on federal bribery charges is ongoing.
According to the New Jersey Division of Elections website, his petition to run as an independent candidate was filed Monday and had nearly 2,500 signatures. Menendez needed 800 signatures to gain ballot access. It displeases me to have to go this route, Menendez said in a statement. Liam White reporting.
Claudia Sheinbaum, who will become Mexico's first woman leader in the nation's more than 200 years of independence, secured the presidency by promising continuity.
The 61-year-old former Mexico City mayor and lifelong leftist ran a disciplined campaign capitalizing on her predecessor's popularity before emerging victorious in Sunday's vote, according to an official quick count. Jessica Oakley reporting.
Beijing has accused Britain's foreign intelligence agency of turning 2 Chinese central government employees to spy on China in what it termed a major espionage case.
According to the Chinese Ministry of State Security, in a post on official state social media, MI6 operatives recruited and trained Wang Mumu and Zhou Mu, a married Chinese couple both employed in core confidential government departments, Joseph Eckerson reporting.
The Israeli military confirmed the deaths of 4 more captives held by Hamas, including 3 elderly individuals seen in a Hamas video pleading for their release.
The 3 men, Amiram Cooper, Yoram Metzger, and Haim Perry, were all aged 80 or above. Appearing frail and apprehensive, they were featured in a video released by Hamas in December, titled, "Don't Let Us Grow Old Here." The 4th captive was identified as Nadav Popplewell, Benjamin Wright reporting.
So why is that news? They didn't want to grow old here and they didn't. Why is that news?
It's because they got what they wanted.
Oh.
That's very rare in these times.
They didn't have to go to the Wailing Wall to do it.
Come on, Al.
Google is making some adjustments to its AI overviews after the artificial intelligence-driven search feature provided what the company calls odd and erroneous responses to people's online searches.
AI overviews were introduced last month at Google's annual I/O Developer Conference. Now, when people use Google Search to find information on certain topics, a box of AI-generated text appears at the top of the search results, annotated with links to external websites. Jim Kender reporting.
3 people sustained serious injuries when their hot air balloon struck power lines and caught on fire before crashing into an Indiana field, authorities said.
The incident occurred Sunday shortly before 7 p.m. local time in Hebron in northwestern Indiana, according to preliminary information from the Federal Aviation Administration. The Lindstrand hot air balloon crashed after striking power lines, the FAA said in a statement. Kyle Norris reporting.
Vice President Harris will represent the U.S. at this month's Swiss-organized Global Peace Summit on the war in Ukraine.
This is an event promoted by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The White House said Harris would attend the meeting in Lucerne on June 15th. President Joe Biden is scheduled to be at a campaign fundraiser in Los Angeles hosted by actors George Clooney and Julia Roberts. Kevin Sanders reporting.
An elderly woman lost her life after a suspect stole the vehicle she was a passenger in and then crashed into a building in Washington, D.C., police said.
The carjacking was reported at Washington Hospital Center Monday afternoon, police said. The elderly victim was sitting in the front passenger seat of the vehicle. The driver had exited the vehicle upon arriving at the hospital when the suspect stole it, police said. The driver reported the vehicle stolen with their elderly parents still inside, police said. Lawrence Keller reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
You're a terrible person. Now, I imagine, because I went to my grandson's hockey game the other day, and we were sitting in the bleachers, and then my wife was standing there taking pictures, and I got up and I had to go stand by her. And she said, let me guess, it's a guy, because there was a guy who was talking with a foreign accent very loudly on his cell phone. She said, it's that guy's driving you crazy. I said, no, it smells like a fucking nursing home over there. She said, what do you mean, B.O.? I said, no, more like D.D. D.D., dirty diaper. Yeah, there was an old lady sitting next to me that had just a old person's shit to bed smell to her, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I'm just thinking this guy went to hijack or carjack a car with an old person in it. That had to be there already when he got in. But by the time he hit the gas, I mean, it had to, like, compound the situation. And that's, I would jump out and let it fucking crash too. It's like, oh, it smells like shit in here. I'm out. I'm bail. It's just got to be just a weird thing. You jump in a car and grandma's in the passenger seat. You still got
that's what it was. That situation that inspired Billy Joel to write, "There's an old man sitting next to me. His diaper is filled to the brim."
That's an old man sitting next to me.
His diaper is filled to the brim. Yeah, that's a old Billy Joel.
I don't recall that song.
Yeah. Now you know that balloon crash. The CEO at Boeing said, "See, it's not just us." That was his response.
Indiana known for hot air balloons this time. I know Albuquerque.
Yeah,
where Ron is.
Indiana's super flat, so yeah, we get a lot of hot air balloons.
Aren't you supposed to go up a little bit higher than like the wires?
Well, we are also a meth capital of the U.S., so you're mixing meth and hot air balloons. So I don't know. I wouldn't risk it.
Have you ever done a hot air balloon?
I have, but not in Indiana. Yeah.
Really? Where'd you do it?
In Kentucky. Not much better.
Yeah, not much better at all. Did you pilot it? No, you didn't pilot it, right? Somebody else was the pilot.
Yeah, there was a pilot. Yeah, but yeah, I went on my crutches and hung out, and it was nice.
How high did you go up?
I think he said it was like 8,000 or 10,000 feet. Like it was kind of high. It was scary. It was, but
yeah, I would think 10,000 feet is pretty high, man. It's pretty fucking scary to look down.
It was nuts.
Yeah, I always had nightmares about balloons like that, because you know what? Once they're out of control, they're out of control. It's not like something that has an engine to it. You can like cause, you can direct it and all that kind of stuff.
The scary thing too is you have this massive fireball over your head, and the material that the balloon is made out of is super flammable. So it's like if it catches on fire, you're just dropping. And all of that was in my head, and it was just not enjoyable.
Yeah. Remember that guy that took a balloon up to the edge of the atmosphere and jumped it? I think it was 90,000 feet.
I saw that, and yeah, he was that was with Red Bull.
Yeah, and I don't know because I was thinking about this. What happens to the balloon? That just keeps going up, or does it pop?
The balloon popped, and the capsule fell after he did. Yeah,
that's some scary shit. Now, what could happen, and maybe it didn't happen in this case, but what it leaves the door open to, you jump out, you do that 90,000. Falling 90,000 feet, my God! But then you land, and then just as soon as you land, the fucking capsule fucking hits you in the head, and you're dead.
But that shouldn't happen because the capsule didn't. Even if they fell at the same time, once he opened his chute, the capsule would either have to pass him or take out the chute. And
so your estimate's a little low, actually. He was at 135,889 feet.
Wow.
How many inches?
He fell for 4 minutes and 27 seconds and reached a speed of 822 miles per hour.
Whoa. That's got to feel insane. Dropping like almost 900 miles an hour or over 800 miles.
Yeah, and the spin, and apparently the spin that he reached on the free fall, he blacked out for a little bit there.
Yeah, I would think.
Did the chute open automatically? Because my question is, at that speed, your chute had to be. You have to test that, because if your chute is being filled at 800 miles an hour, that's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember watching that live I worked at Sprint when that was going on, and we had all 8 of us were wrapped around a computer watching this happen. And I was like, this dude's dead. There's no way he's gonna live through this. There's no way. It's just.
How big was the suit? Because he had to have a pressurized suit, because
it was like a space suit that he had on.
Yeah, he had to look like an astronaut almost.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how Superman does it.
Vesna Volvik.
When Superman flies through space and he doesn't even have oxygen, is he holding his breath all that time?
Excuse me. I'm trying to say Volvik.
Okay.
Vesna Volvik. A Serbian flight attendant survived the fall of 33,000 feet without a parachute on January 26, 1972, making it the highest recorded fall of any kind in aviation history where they survived. 33,000 feet and survived.
I thought the highest fall was Donald Trump from his casinos. It was like 100 million.
The shortest jump was Epstein's fall in his cell.
I can't. How do you? I mean, every bone in the body had to be broke. Or is Vesna a woman or a guy? We don't even know.
Depends on what he landed on.
The Mythbusters also did a myth about a guy that fell out of a shooter's turret during World War II and fell through the top of a train station and survived due to a blast that happened at the same time.
No, Vesna is a woman. But yeah, I would think she'd have to break every bone in her body. I mean, how could you fall that far and not?
That's what scares me, is like, that's why I'm not scared of flying, but I'm scared of heights that won't kill me, is the idea of falling and breaking every bone in your body, or being like stuck in your head like as a vegetable. No, thank you. No.
Oh, the plane she was in blew apart from an explosion, so I guess she's the only one who survived.
Oops.
She's the lucky one.
She awoke from a coma and immediately asked for a cigarette. Oh,
that's a serious addiction.
That's a serious addiction. Yeah, great sex. Wow, that was good.
I know. Best nap ever. Can I have a cigarette, please?
At least she goes, where's my heroin?
Maybe she was relieved she didn't have to go through TSA again.
Well, it was 1972 or something, so no.
Oh, there was no TSA back then.
No TSA. Back then, you could take a gun, heroin, and everything else on the plane. As long as you didn't have a bomb, you were
72,
okay.
we were on the honors. 72, we were on the honor system.
Well, when I ran away from home, basically, it's so fucking hard. You could never, ever imagine this in today's time. Instead of going to the bus stop to go to school, I had my friend drive me to Eastern Airlines, and I bought a one-way ticket as a 14-year-old kid without any ID. I had no license, no nothing. 14 years old. Just bought a one-way ticket to Florida, no questions asked. And yeah, sure. Imagine that happening today. You would never see, you have to have ID, first of all, to buy a ticket anywhere. But just letting some kid walk in and say, without any kind of like real luggage or anything, yeah, I'm buying a one-way ticket to Florida.
They would stop you because the first thing they would want to know is, why Florida? I mean, of all the places to go, aren't there more progressive places you could go? You're 14. If you go to Florida and you get somebody pregnant, you're not going to be able to get out of it. You're going to have to be a father.
Well, at the time, Orlando was still kind of citrus worldy, and it was just Walt Disney World was just opening up. there. They had Disneyland in Anaheim, and Walt Disney World had been open for a little while, but it wasn't. Orlando was still pretty much orange groves, almost all orange.
You know what I'm saying? But today they would ask you, why would you go to Florida? See, back then they didn't care.
You wouldn't get to the point where they'd asking you. They'd say, "Where's your ID, kid? Who are you traveling with? One way? One way, you say?
Are you a terrorist?"
And paying cash. It's bizarre. I think it was $90 for a one-way trip to Eastern Airlines isn't even around anymore. But you know what? Just imagine that a 14-year-old kid just being able to just do what he wants. And listen, in the book that I have written called Talking to Strangers, I start out with talking about I was able to spend a lot of my childhood was spent in bars, drinking, being able to buy drinks at a bar. 'Cause I had the mustache pretty young.
12. He had the mustache at like 12 months.
Yeah. And I looked older than I was, but you know what? I didn't look. But in those days, you had to be 18 to drink legally. If you looked 18 or even close, they really didn't question you. But if they did question you and you had a piece of cardboard that had no picture on it, that said a name and it gave you a height and description, and you were close enough to that, that was fine. So I started going to bars like 12, 13 years old. So flying, they might have thought I was an adult, but they didn't ask for any ID or anything,
I started going to bars when I was 17. But what I do when they ask for my license, when I asked for my ID, what I always did was I would open my wallet and my graduation picture would fall out first on purpose, and they'd see I graduated from high school. So they assume that if you graduate from high school, you must be 18, and they let me drink. But I wasn't 18, so and they fell for it every single time because it took. I dropped my graduation picture. I said, "Let me get my license." Oh, you graduated from high school? So yeah. They go, "Oh, okay."
Well, I was sneaking out of the house because I hung out with the older kids, and I was sneaking out of the house and going to Manhattan, 42nd Street and 7th Avenue at like 12 years old. In the middle of the night, I'd be there at 2 o'clock in the morning. My parents think I'm in bed, and I'm fucking in the middle of Manhattan getting assaulted by pimps and prostitutes and drug dealers and all that kind of stuff.
So typical teenage New York childhood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Different times.
Good old days. Those were the days.
Yeah,
Those were the days.
Looks like Stewart is going to be a no-show, by the way. Should I email him and say, maybe it's just a time?
Anyway.
While we're waiting for him, I want to address something because, for the record,
I was half
out of it yesterday.
What happened?
My set is not all wheelchair jokes. I want to point that out real quick.
I didn't think it was, but
no.
When you said
it was asked, and I was like, "Yeah, I make wheelchair jokes," but it's only like the first couple are like wheelchair jokes, and then the rest it's kind of like sprinkled in as flavoring here and there, but it's not all wheelchair jokes. In fact, one of the jokes that people request on regular is my Astro-American jokes.
That's when you said that comment. I wasn't going to correct you because you know your material better than I do. I just assumed that maybe you dropped all of your other material and only did wheelchair jokes. I don't know. No. I was not going to correct you. I mean, I figured you knew what you were doing.
No, pretty much the first couple of jokes are like, I'm in the wheelchair for the parking. And then there's the joke about my ex-wife, wanting to see me crawl back to her one last time. But the rest it's sporadic. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like my wheelchair jokes. I'll just do one or two in the beginning, and then the rest of it's
black
I don't even touch.
All my jokes are about mustaches and being bald. That's it. That's all I got.
So I understand.
You know what? Matt doesn't look the most intimidating in this setting, but I've seen pictures of Matt like on stage playing and standing with people. Matt's a scary looking dude.
He's evil, doesn't he?
I used to be an intimidating person in my youth, especially
Matt is the bouncer. Matt is the guy who was the bouncer at the bar, and he said the guitar player didn't show up. Hey, bouncer, how many chords you know?
Right.
You're in the band. Come on up. And
See,
I still got heads to smash.
I get the comment that I look like I could have been a bouncer just from my demeanor and like my build. And like even the last show I went to in Michigan, the guy was like, "Here's a security shirt. You could just be security when you're not on stage." Like haha. But Matt, no, I wouldn't have gone up against him.
And see, when I look at you, I think you're more of a bouncy than a bouncer. I
I'm
think
definitely
you
bouncy
bounce.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I
I'm
think you're
rocking a solid
bouncy.
C cup. You know, I got to wear
Yeah.
a sports bra to keep him under control for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to play almost every night of the week at the same fucking place for a while. It was a really small bar, and so I was leaning up against the bar, and the ice machine was behind my head. That's how small this place was. Like I would work in the door too, I think, and while playing. But there was this really annoying woman who was there while I was setting up, and she was fucking pissing me off. And she had two dudes with her, like they were her toy dudes or something. Because she was like 3 feet taller than both these dudes. She was really tall, and they were kind of short. But at one point, I told the dudes, I said, "You better get your woman to behave, or I'm going to kick the shit out of both of you guys." And so they calmed her down and got her to stop harassing me. But then they started getting drunk, and the Hells Angels came in because it was a biker bar, and the president of the Hells Angels was singing Roadhouse Blues with us, and this dude wanted to come up and get on the microphone. One of the dudes that was her, one of her two midgets. Anyway, he wanted to get on the microphone, and I told him no. And he took offense to that, like, you letting that guy sing, why not me? Well, because he's the fucking king, the president of the Hells Angels. That's why we're letting him sing, because we want to survive the evening. But he didn't get that, and he got upset with me, and he spilled his beer on me. And it was towards the end of the night, and I got the guy. I got him against the bar, and I got him with my guitar, and I was crushing him. I felt 3 of his ribs break. I could hear him break, and watch the air fall out of him, and he was going down, and I was holding him up, not letting him fall. And we were finishing the song, and I made an announcement on the microphone. I said, "This is our last song of the night. After that, I'm free." And I let him go, and he kind of fell. He got up and he ran out of the bar and grabbed the other kid on with him and like ran, hold his rib, like, and running out of the bar like, "Oh my God, this is the last song. I better go." So yeah, no, I wasn't. I was. You know what? You don't get a moniker like Mad Dog by being like a little flower.
Now, did you put a notch in your guitar after that? Do you have like little notches in your guitar after everybody you crush with it?
No. I don't know
The
where that guitar is.
The closest thing I have to that was for 12 years I worked at a Sprint service and repair store. So everybody that came in with broken phones, they all had attitudes, they all had issues, and regularly we had cops coming because people would swing at us, they'd want to attack people. And regularly what would have to happen is I was the manager, I would have to come out of the back quietly, grab the guy by the throat and put him on my lap and have one of my employees push us outside and wait for the cops to come. It was a regular occurrence, and I mean it like once or twice a month. It was horrible. And
I used to go hang out drinking with these cops, and they were white cops. And so for kicks, this is back in my heyday. I was pretty decent in martial arts, and my size was not very. I was like 5'7" at the most at the time, 138 pounds soaking wet. But so I was I looked like I'd be a pushover, and we'd all go drinking, and I'd go in first, and then the cops would come in later, and I would order drinks at the bar, and then I would go and hit on a white woman just so that one of the rednecks would want to pick a fight with me. And I had my cops.
I don't find this funny at all.
Oh, okay. And I had 3 cops as backup. So, and they would take a bet to see how many guys I would take on before, I would look like I needed help. Those are the good old days.
I would regularly, in my 20s, I would regularly pick fights in bars, just because. I don't know if it's the German in me or the redneck in me, but either way, man, I would go
or
to
the
bars.
German redneck.
It's absolutely. And my brother in particular, every time we'd go out, he'd be like, "Hey, man, no fights tonight. I like this bar." And to this day, I still can't go in half the bars in South Bend because I would just because I'm not like a regular crippled guy. I'm not like weak and brittle. So I would pick fights and I'd get my ass beat sometimes.
You know how many crippled guys are taking offense to that? You know how many crippled guys are going, first of all, I'm not frail and brittle. You've offended half you've offended half of your.
Listen, man,
you're not a Make-A-Wish kid, okay? I understand that. You see,
I'm not a Make-A-Wish
kid.
Listen,
right.
I don't have any of the name brand diseases, okay? I don't have the palsies or the cancers, none of that. I'm just broken, okay? So they get all the help and everything. I get to make fun of them. I'm punching up, okay? I don't want to hear it.
All right. Punch up. He's a punch up guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There was
Ian, when was the last bar fight you were in? Not counting last week.
Not counting an hour from now.
Yeah, not counting tonight.
Michael, Mr. Trump up there has been in 3 fights at the bar since he commented.
Yeah. Another biker deal, and this I was not like Mr. Tough Guy in at all. We played a Sunday afternoon gig, and there was a guy there he was loving us, and he said, "I want you to play my private party next week. It's at a place called the Hideaway." And the Hideaway was really like a giant arena concert stage in the middle of the woods that had been built. We got there the night before and set up, and it was like an incredible gig. But it turned out this guy was the president of the Pagans at the time. Pagans are not like the Hells Angels,
right?
Kind of the enemy of the Hells Angels. Anyway, this guy was the president, and he liked the band. We got set up there, and we stayed the whole night. In the morning, I had a video camera with me. In the morning, there was a guy with a coonskin hat walking around, and the drummer came over to me and said, "Oh, you got to get that guy in the coonskin hat on video." And I picked up the camera.
Whoa! I didn't mean to. When you say coonskin, do you mean black person?
Yeah.
Or
that's what I was wondering.
Okay. Skinned.
Okay, cool.
I know it's New York, so where you're from, it's possible.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a New York thing. It was a national pagans thing.
Okay.
Anyway, told me to get that guy on videotape. I pointed the video camera at him. You could do that. That's fine. And as soon as I pointed the video camera at him, I got hit in the back. Boom! And my video camera was in somebody else's hands, and they were playing monkey in the middle with throwing the video camera through the air. And I you're being cute. Yeah, it's funny. And then I picked one of the guys up and was ready to pile drive him. And before I knew it, I hear, get your hands and fucking off him. And I look up, and there's like 100 of them ready to fucking kill me now. Yeah. And the president, Billy the Kid, said, "No, leave him alone. He's with me." And that's the only thing that really saved me, because a 1-on-1 is one thing, but 1 on 100, I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah, I stop at 90. Again, 99. That's the magic number.
Yeah, 99 is close to 100.
Yeah, but it's that last one.
Yeah. The Hells Angels. When my mom got kicked out of the house by my grandparents, she was outside of a Hells Angels club, and they brought her in and fed her and warmed her up and shit. And then they also helped us when my parents were also.
This fight I was in summer camp last summer.
Uh-oh. Why were you in a summer camp? How old are you?
Yeah.
Eagle Scout. He's an Eagle Scout.
Well, Jackie was a Boy Scout. Remember, he brought that up yesterday. He was a Boy Scout. Were you Jewish? Is Ian Jewish? Not that it matters. I'm not an anti-Semite.
Whoa, wait, are you saying because he went to a camp he's Jewish?
Well, here The Jewish kids go to camp. All the Jewish kids go to
Now,
camp.
have we crossed the line?
But
No, we have not.
I don't think so, no.
No, we have not. Here we have Henry Kaufman Campgrounds, which is named after somebody I knew, by the way, Henry Kaufman. Mike Kaufman's older brother is Henry Kaufman. Henry Kaufman Campgrounds is just a long stretch of campgrounds where it's all YMHA, Young Man's Hebrew Association camps, and all the Jewish kids go to camp. You wouldn't see any of the Christian,
Gentiles?
atheists, or any other kids going to camp. It's just the Jewish kids go to camp here. It's weird. Did you guys ever go to camp? Did you go to summer camp?
Oh yeah, I went to
You went to
Boy Scout camp for 4 years.
The KKK camp.
No. It was actually, it's close. It was a Mormon Boy Scout camp.
Campground.
So every other year was Christian camp. The other years were regular Boy Scout camp.
Wow.
He went to the KKKOA campgrounds.
So, which one fucked your ass more, the Christian camp or the regular?
Neither.
Boy
Actually,
Scout?
I was a pretty big bully in Boy Scout camp, so
That makes your ass all more attractive.
It did,
Yeah, well,
but it also
the Christian ones don't fuck your ass; they fuck with your head.
Facts. That's true. And so no, I sit a lot, so my ass was protected well. But we made a lot of kids' camp not fun. Knocking over porta potties.
With the kids in them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here, born again Christians are not like the bigger thing. Catholicism is huge on Long Island. We have lots of, and they're not known for any ass fucking or anything like that.
No, they're pretty,
these were Mormons. These were Mormons, so they were more into soaking.
more men than you can handle. That's right.
Holy Joseph Smith. Anyways, instead of golden tablets, it was golden Trojan condoms. But
and golden showers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But there were, I think you can tell who got their ass raped by a priest. The people who are really angry at the Catholic Church, because you know what, I could take them or leave them. I don't deal with them. But there are people who you can see their anger is rooted in something more than just I don't like what they preach. And there are quite a few people I know like that. I suspect.
Now my wife is very anti-Catholic, but because the nuns wrapped her knuckles with the rulers quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I got
over handwriting. It was her handwriting. They didn't like her handwriting, and it whackety whack.
Right.
See, down south at the Christian school I went to, they didn't hit on the hands, but they still paddled. Like they'll whoop your ass with a paddle.
That was my high school. That was my junior high school.
And they did that in public school down there too. Is they still paddled?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not just the ruler on
Good
the
old
hands.
days
Man,
when
I'm
you could just beat a kid.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah. Those were the days.
I was beat by a nun for having sneakers that squeaked on the floor during communion.
See, that just sounds hot to me. Beat by a nun? I'm down for that. Let's go. In high school, I would have been down for that. Yes, ma'am. Can I have another? Let's go.
Class. Sister Mary Elephant. Class.
By the way, happy birthday to Surfer Phil, who turned 63 years old today. Surfer Phil, still surfing. Still surfing winter, spring, summer, and fall. He doesn't stop. He's a one-man surfing machine. He's in great shape for a guy who's 63 years old. So happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday, Phil.
Yeah. You guys ever, because Jackie was talking, he's been swimming for a while. I don't know if you know this, because you might not be in landlubbers like you are, but it takes a long time for the sound in the ocean waters to warm up. Right now, it's probably about, I don't know, mid-50s.
40 degrees?
Yeah, possibly, but no, I'd probably say mid-50s. But that's still fucking cold water.
Yeah,
Jackie's been swimming in every day. You ever go swimming in like really cold or before summertime?
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Jackie
so
goes right off his backyard, and then he, as he mentioned yesterday, he has an outdoor shower, which is a little fucking weird, don't you think?
We had a spring hook day, senior hook day, I think it was called in high school, and it was in March. And we went to the ocean, and while it was like 70 degrees on the sand, I think the water was like 38. My testicles,
No, thank
my
you.
testicles were so hurting, but I had to go in the water because Dave went in the water, and if I didn't go in the water, I would look like a chicken in front of the girls. I didn't want to look bad in front of the girls, so we went out, and oh my god!
All of our pools around here are all nice and warmed, and we don't touch
Well,
natural
that's
water
because
around here unless we
that's
have
because
to.
y'all let the kids pee in them. If you let the kids pee in the pools, it wouldn't be warm.
Hey, listen, man. Heating bills get expensive. Okay, when you got 12 kids, you got to take advantage of it.
All right,
Oh
now
yeah.
we can't even really bash this Stuart Dunlop guy too much because we don't know enough about him. He doesn't have enough internet presence for us to even kind of like bring pictures up of him and make fun of him.
Yeah, he has some
I'll
kind of
bash him. I
cobra.
bet he's too busy having tea and crumpets to get online.
He has like a what's it called,
all I
Cobra
had.
something show.
Maybe
forgot
this
what
is
it's
his
called.
revenge on the American Revolution.
Cobra Kai, comedy Cobra meeting comedy show. Alternative comedy Cobra meeting comedy quiz show every month. The last one I saw was May 2nd, but this is June, so I guess you could have. I didn't actually see it though. There was no video. It was just a picture. So
hold on one second here. Where am I going here? What's tomorrow's show? Do you know what tomorrow's show is?
yeah, it's on Thursday.
No, it's not. Tomorrow's show is on Wednesday. It's just gonna be a day late.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Murder for Me, author Russell Little. Now, Russell just had his publicist ask me if I'm sending him the link, which I've already done.
That's
I'm
promising.
taking care of business, doing my homework in class. You guys just continue on without me, like I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not here.
All right. So so what are you replacing? Are you making up the trip that you're not making to? Was it New Mexico?
No,
The trip
it's
that you're not making?
Iowa and Idaho.
Iowa and South Dakota.
Okay, so those two trips that you're not making, are they like rescheduled, or are they just like no go, no show, no, not going back there ever again?
It's
Fuck
not
you people.
happening. I get they're just not happening. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened? Were you like too funny?
A guy named Willie fucked him in the ass. That's what happened.
There was some sort of issue between producer, venue, or whatever, and
between producers and you.
No, not me. No.
No.
No, I was the odd man out of the loop. I was just given the info. Hey, it's not happening, and I was like, great.
Now, would it have helped if you were the even man? Would you have stayed in the loop? Because it seems like the odd man is always out of the loop. So I think if you're smart, you want to be the even man, so you stay in the loop.
Well, some lessons are expensive to learn, and this was one of them.
Okay.
And,
so next time you'll know not to be the odd man. That way you'll still be left in the loop.
Now, not to turn you against Willie or try to cause friction between you and him. But
That won't matter to me. I won't. You can't cause this. We're like this. We're soul brothers.
I'm not talking you. I'm talking to Steven.
Oh, in that case, fuck Willie.
Oh yeah.
No. No.
According to him, I already have. You're still friends with him on Facebook and social media, right, Steven?
Yeah.
Do you? I feel. Why am I being awkward about this? Do you know if he's got another gig, or if he is he like, or still doing that gig and somehow promoting?
I was very much being the nice guy, and it's part of the reason I woke up kind of shitty the last couple of days. Is I was promised certain things back for the whole thing blowing up in my face and costing me almost $1,000. And instead I woke up to a certain individual on his way to kill Tony. So I was a bit annoyed. Yeah, so I'm still trying really hard to be the nice guy and to but
it's amazing. It's amazing how you can take so many fantasy vacations without any income and not give a shit about responsibilities whatsoever. I mean, you got 5 kids, you're not concerned with ever paying child support on. But you can take a fantasy vacation to New York that does nothing except fucking have fun fantasy vacation, except for you get lost in an airport, and then you can go to LA for nothing with nothing in return, and now you can just go to Austin, Texas, and just like,
yeah, it kills me because like I just want to go do comedy. That's what I want to do. I just want to go perform and get my reach as far as I can and make connections and network and do the work and do the right thing. And the one chance I had to go extend that reach beyond the Midwest, and I got raw dogged in the ass and out a ton of money and
yeah.
but
I don't understand
lessons
why
are
can't
learned. So
how are you not able to get the money back? Was it like
uh,
flight or
it's
I
because
don't
I live on disability and I had to make it work and go the cheapest route possible. So the first ticket I bought the first ticket as quick as possible because I knew it'd be the cheapest. But I couldn't afford the protections on it, to get the guaranteed money back and everything. The second
gotcha.
ticket I got some guarantees on, but the guarantees on that was I got the credit back instead of the cash back.
Oh.
So I'm out about $400 on the one ticket and I got 380 in credits for the second ticket.
Wow.
Well, I can book you on 6 shows that I can cancel before you spend any money to go there, if that helps at
Well,
all.
the reason this was going to work out well is again because of my situation. Lodging was covered and transportation from one gig to the next gig and to the airport was covered. Which transportation, Uber's not gonna kill me on cost, but hotels are stupid expensive for the most part, unless you want
Yeah.
bed bugs or hookers, which I don't want neither. So
I pay extra for that. But go ahead.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
But
but
the
yeah,
difference between the
just
hooker you paid for and one that's included is highly different quality. So
amenities. Yeah.
There was a situation about it's had to be 15 years ago now, fucking a long time ago. Anyway,
Damn, you old.
I know. Well, 15 years is not that long to make me old. I could be 16 years old and have memories of 15 years ago.
But then you wouldn't remember it.
I remember everything. I remember being in the womb. I used to sneak out at night. No, that's just I'm stealing.
but an airplane ticket to Orlando.
I'm stealing Stephen Wright's material now. I apologize for that. A woman and I had a duo gig booked, and I knew she was a fucking skeevy whore. She was a skeevy whore. She would fuck anybody doing it, but she was a decent singer. So I had a gig booked.
So she had a nice set of pipes. Go ahead.
She booked the gig as asked me if I would do a duo with her, and then she called me like I don't know 2 weeks before the gig and said that she couldn't do it and she was going to have to cancel. And I had in the back of my mind, she just got another guy who probably has a bigger dick than me. That she's
Which could have been anybody.
No, it could have been anybody. It would have to be an Italian guy or a black guy. But so I knew that I had a feeling that she was planning on doing the gig without me, and she was just lying to me. So I called the venue and I said, "Listen, Robin just told me it was canceled." He was like, "What do you mean? I not canceled." I was like, "She told me it was canceled. Is it okay if I do it without her?" She said, "Sure." And then I called her. I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it without you." I just talked to the guy, and she was fucking upset. Like, yeah, that's what you get for fucking playing games like that. So whenever I hear of those kind of things, like things fell through last minute, I'm thinking probably not for the guy who's making the phone call saying things fell through at the last minute. It's just like a bullshit excuse. So I thought he might be still doing the gigs, just not with you. That's what I thought. But no.
Yeah, no, it don't get me wrong, it crossed the mind, but no, instead he's in Austin, Texas or whatever, going to kill Tony or doing whatever. So
Yeah. How many times do you roll a dice on a fucking fantasy before you realize
Dude,
it's time to fucking
when you hear about people getting up and they're like, "Oh, I've been signing up on this show for 8 months straight, and I finally got on." 8 months straight, 8 months straight, not randomly flying out in hopes of popping your cherry, and in hopes that you're good enough to not get shit on the whole time.
Right. And also, here's my, and you know what, this is turning into a let's bash Willie fucking thing.
I'm not bashing Willie. I didn't even know
No,
that's
you
who we
are.
were talking
You
about.
will, or you're being.
I didn't even know that's who we were talking about because I didn't hear any names mentioned.
Yes, you did. I said Willie 3 or 4 times already. Now,
oh, that Willie. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, now you know you must bash him.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Don't bash
He has
him.
cute hair.
Don't
How's
bash
that?
him. No bashing.
I just
I'm
did.
just saying
he has cute hair.
And this is my prediction, and this prediction will come true. He's going to go there for Kill Tony, and that's going to be his tunnel vision. I'm going to get on Kill Tony. Meanwhile, there are a million opportunities in Austin, Texas, and he's not going to take advantage of any one of them because he's going to go there with that mindset. Like, he came here to fucking see himself on a fucking screen in Times Square instead of actually using that time to actually go do shows and be seen by people who might be able to help out in the career. Just,
Dude,
you know,
like that blows my mind. If I had the opportunity to go somewhere where there was ample stage opportunities, I would be there just doing that. That would be my only thing I would be there to do. Like, I wouldn't even need a hotel. I would sleep in my chair like a homeless guy with a cup, have people give me money while I sleep, and then just go to the next show. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he
or
came
like
to New York for 5 days. He did 6 minutes at Gov's Giggle Room, which I got him on, and 6 minutes at a place in Brooklyn.
6
That's
days.
the total
I've seen
5
enough
days.
documentaries to know that you can go to New York and there for that stretch of time and get countless mic opportunities.
You could just be doing them
Countless.
all instead of spending 3
I
days
would
in a
have-
fucking airport.
And here's the thing. If you want to meet famous people, those clubs are the places to go. Bump elbows with the Chris DiStefanos and the, you know, and all them guys hanging out at these clubs that they hang out at when they're not on the road. Like,
That comment that Ian just made, that he's going to be the next William Montgomery. You just wait. I saw a reel from William Montgomery last night. And again, he was reading a 1 minute thing. He's reading a fucking card. I don't think it's done for the purpose of this is a gag. I think he can't remember. And here's the joke. It was that I see that Steve Harvey and his wife are having some marital problems. I hope it doesn't turn into a family feud. He had to read that off a card. I just remembered it. I didn't write the joke. It's his joke.
Yeah.
He had to read
I don't
that
know,
off,
man.
and he had to do it. He read it very badly too.
Oh.
I see that Steve Harvey and his wife are having some marital problems. I hope it doesn't turn into a family feud. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Go Mars! Goodbye, Gus.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say goodbye, Gus. Thank you.